1/2 teaspoon for fast, effective relief.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down moments from comedy movies that didn't quite attain an R rating, although the MPA might have second thoughts if they could go back. And since YouTube is feeling more like cable TV these days, expect some of these scenes to be censored to protect your fragile little minds.
You've been dreaming about this for a long time, haven't you? This isn't a dream anymore.
Number 10. Screwdrivers and Sheens, Hot Shots Part 2. In the first Naked Gun, co-writer Jim Abrams promoted safe sex. As the director of Hot Shots Part 2, Abrams shot a much more dangerous sex scene. That's not to say the characters don't bring protection to the bedroom, but not the kind you're thinking of. Diving into bed, Michelle ties Topper up before reaching for what looks like a concealed weapon. It turns out to just be a screwdriver, although Michelle is packing a pistol. A limo driver is also present, armed with the kind of camera that's usually reserved for IMAX. Riding Charlie Sheen like a mechanical bull, Michelle's basic instincts make for the raunchiest scene in the sequel, and that's saying a lot considering that Sheen chokes a literal chicken later on. Number 9. Yodeling over the third row, Pitch Perfect. This musical comedy opens on an awkward note as perfectionist Aubrey Posen lets out all of her bottled-up anxiety, in the form of a Technicolor yawn.
Just don't F up your solo. I won't disappoint you. My dad always says, if you're not here to win, get the hell out of Kuwait.
Has your dad ever told you to shut up?
We've witnessed on-screen vomit before, but Aubrey would even have Reagan McNeil passing the bucket. When Anna Camp read the script, she was immediately drawn to Aubrey because of the scene, which was accomplished using hoses on the side of her face.
This is a surprise. Now, this is how you bring some excitement to the International Championship of Collegiate.
While Camp knew it was coming, she didn't know when exactly the stunt guy would press the puke button, making for a scary experience.
A week's worth of lunch and lost it.
Well, she didn't lose it. We know exactly where it is. It's all over the third row.
And that poor microphone that Aubrey raffed over, it was used for all the film's performance numbers. If you think that the cookie tossing would be an isolated incident, it comes up again. Number 8. Rhino Birth, Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. Undercover in Africa, Ace manages to get his hands on a mechanical rhino.
Don't mind me, Mr. Quinn. I'm just a curious little rhino.
Did they just have those for rent or something? In any case, it's a convincing disguise, although there are 2 design flaws. First, the fan breaks, requiring Ace to strip down. Then, the hatch won't open, but a guiding light provides Ace with a path to salvation.
Must have air.
A family on safari shows up just in time to be traumatized as Ace chews his way through the back door. Assuming that the rhino is giving birth, the sight quickly goes from awe-inspiring to emotionally scarring.
The mother rhino is giving birth.
In a TV edit, Ace stands up, only revealing his chest. In the actual film, though, Jim Carrey goes all natural in the most hilariously unnatural of circumstances. Number 7. A Morning Skinny Dip, Doc Hollywood. This rom-com mainly stays in the PG-13 lane other than an occasional swear word. And this scene. Emerging from a cabin, Dr. Ben Stone meets his dream girl, Lou. Adding to the dream, Lou is completely unclad. While some moments are shot in silhouette and from afar, we do see everything from the waist up.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
As racy as this is, it's still a sweet meet cute with Michael J. Fox and Julie Warner sharing natural chemistry. For Warner, the hardest part wasn't being naked, but being in the freezing water. Warner felt it wasn't gratuitous, as the scene establishes Lou's earthly nature.
You can blink now.
Besides, it's nothing that Ben hasn't seen before, although children who were given formula as babies might have a couple of questions for their parents. Number 6. Dinner and a Shag, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Fat Bastard is probably the last movie character that anyone would want to spend the night with. Unfortunately, Felicity Shagwell drew the short straw.
Then you won't mind tracking down Fat Bastard tonight.
No problem.
We need you to plant this homing device on him by any means necessary.
No problem.
To track down Dr. Evil's lair, Felicity resorts to sleeping with the hefty henchman, who isn't any more attractive when covered with chicken bits and grease. Say what you will about his sex appeal, but the Oscar-nominated makeup effects are grotesquely impressive.
The plays, huh? Look at that now, huh? I'm dead sexy. Look at my sexy body.
According to actress Heather Graham, the makeup team actually made the character a male member that we never see. Apparently, Fat Bastard hasn't seen it in 2 years either. However, we do get a good look at his hairy butt crack. Having to plant a homing device, Felicity must boldly venture where no person should ever go.
Remember, by any means necessary.
Must have eaten them already. Ooh! Frisky, are we?
Number 5. Playboy Comes Alive, Critters 2: The Main Course. Although the original horror comedy was also PG-13, the sequel really pushed the rating to the limit. Not only are the violence and cursing still ample, but it features one of cinema's most bizarre nude scenes. Arriving on Earth, shapeshifter Lee, played by the late Roxanne Kernahan, must blend in. A Playboy serves as the blueprint, with Lee turning into the centerfold model.
No.
Lee becomes a carbon copy of the Playmate, wearing little other than a belt, gloves, and the staple from the magazine's middle. Director Mick Garris didn't think they'd get away with this scene, but since it didn't involve sexuality, apparently it was cool.
Boy, am I glad to see you. Well, both of you. These guys are great.
The weather was also cool, with the film reportedly being shot when it was 22 degrees outside. It shows. Number 4. The Citizen Kane of toilet scenes, Dumb and Dumber. In this classic comedy, some assume that Jim Carrey would upstage to dramatically train Jeff Daniels.
Am I right? Yeah. Am I right? Am I right, Lord? So?
Daniels knew, however, that Carrey wouldn't be present for what would be a career-defining toilet scene. While Lloyd laces Harry's drink, the spotlight belongs to Daniels when the laxatives kick in. We thankfully don't see what's inside the toilet, but the inventive sound effects paint a graphic portrait that's forever smeared in our minds. Just when Harry thinks he can breathe, turns out the toilet's broken.
I hope you're not using the toilet, it's broken.
Huh?
The toilet doesn't flush.
No, I was just shaving.
In an extended version, we actually see Harry pick up the toilet and pour the mess out the window. Whether you think it's funnier with or without this addition, the scene is beyond raunchy, and even relatable for fans like Clint Eastwood. Number 3. Funtime showering, Weird Science. Creating a beautiful woman with their computer, teenagers Gary and Wyatt stumble upon the biggest scientific breakthrough of the 20th century.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
So what do they do first? They take a shower with her, of course. It's not quite as creepy as it sounds, since Gary and Wyatt can only summon the courage to remove their shirts, although the confident Lisa has nothing to hide.
Well, you started messing around with your computer. I didn't even exist.
Behind the scenes, actress Kelly LeBrock had some band-aids and Polish military underwear covering her business. Nevertheless, Anthony Michael Hall and Alon Mitchell-Smith couldn't stop giggling throughout the scene, causing the shoot to take a few days. LeBrock jokingly said that she could have killed them in the moment, but the result was a high school fantasy for the ages. Number 2. Turning Red, The Woman in Red. Kelly LeBrock strikes again in her feature film debut. Playing another dream woman, LeBrock challenged the PG-13 rating even more with this romantic comedy. In fact, this was among the first films to attain such a rating. It remains one of the few featuring frontal nudity. The scene comes when LeBrock's Charlotte takes Gene Wilder's Ted to bed. As excited as Ted is, he also has a few reasons to be nervous.
Come and get it, cowboy.
The fact that he's married is one, but this turns out to be something Ted has in common with Charlotte. Her husband rings at the most inopportune time, forcing Ted and Charlotte to scramble.
Please hurry up. He wasn't due back until Friday.
But it's only Wednesday.
Yeah, you want to ask him why? He's 6'2" and he's an airline pilot. If he finds you here, he's gonna kill you. Get dressed.
Before getting dressed, though, Charlotte gives the audience a glimpse of what Ted missed out on.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Rusty's German Girlfriend, National Lampoon's European Vacation. The original Vacation is a definitive R-rated comedy.
Hi, honey.
What are you doing?
Swimming. Yeah, my back was killing me, and
I thought, a good hot swim loosen up the muscles.
A year after that film's release, the PG-13 rating was introduced. So keep in mind that there wasn't a standard when European Vacation got a PG-13 rating the following year. In retrospect though, European Vacation is no less R-rated than its predecessor, despite what the MPA said at the time.
Would you like something to drink?
Ellen, you want something?
No, thank you.
I'll have a Coke.
Do you want that in the can?
No, I'll have it right here.
In addition to the Griswolds attending a burlesque club, young Rusty gets close with a girl named Claudia, who's eager to show some of that German hospitality. She breaks out her windmills, which might have been a trip highlight if only Rusty didn't have to flee the country with his family. Even producer Maddie Simmons seemingly forgot this movie was PG-13 in a 2012 interview. Can't imagine why. Which PG-13 comedy do your parents regret letting you watch as a kid? Let us know in the comments.
Don't worry, Mama. Things won't get weird.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.